Good morning, everyone. So, do you feel like you've just seen a whole movie? So now you know why we served popcorn this morning. So, just like Christmas in May. We've had a lot of fun over the years making some of these videos, and we did Moneyball a couple of years ago, and last year we did James Bond. But I got to tell you, this one was the most fun, and hopefully it never gets in the hands of certain people, because I suspect a lawsuit will be heading my way. Wow. Okay, I think I'll lose the hat. Okay, so this is actually just our fourth SuiteWorld, which is amazing when you consider how much it's grown. Prior to 2011, we just did partner conferences. We had 200 people at a hotel in San Francisco. Our first SuiteWorld, we had 2,000 attendees. The next year went up to 3,500, and last year, 5,000. This year, as I'm sure you all know, over 65,000 people have attended SuiteWorld. Just amazing growth. And one of the things I love about coming to SuiteWorld is the number of customers and prospects I get to speak to. And one of the things I always ask them is, what have you learned? And I usually get two answers. One is, I've learned that NetSuite is so much more than cloud ERP. And what they also tell me is how they've learned from other customers and prospects about how they use NetSuite in ways we never could have imagined. My two favorites I've learned so far this week is, there was one customer I met who used NetSuite to configure satellites. I still don't know how he did it, but that's exactly what he did. And we also came across two customers, both of which were doing the same thing. They're both nonprofits. They match up sponsors, donors, with children in poor countries around the world to give them individual donations and match them individually. So I asked them how they tracked the children, and said both of them were using serialized inventory to track the children around the world. Now, I was there when we built that feature, and I can guarantee you that wasn't one of the use cases we had written down. So we've experienced tremendous growth. I was the 15th employee at NetSuite in 2000, and thankfully I haven't aged a day. We now have 2,400 employees around the world. So we've had experienced tremendous growth. So we have customers and employees in excuse me, I've got some noise coming from the cheap seats up front. We have employees in 12 countries around the world, 2,400 of them. And it's not just employees spread around the globe. We have customers in 150 countries around the world, transacting in more than 200 currencies. And as of 2 weeks ago, including Bitcoins. I mean, I never would imagine that even just a year ago. So now we've got actually not just one Bitcoin provider, but multiple Bitcoin providers have integrated with NetSuite. And it's not just the company and the portfolio, it's the products as well. So we started historically with ERP, we added CRM, we added e-commerce, and recently we added, in the last few years, we added manufacturing, and then we added SRP, which we significantly enhanced this week, and we also added point of sale. All of that surrounded by our OneWorld product, which we launched in 2008. All of that surrounded by our Suite Cloud platform, which enables all of us and our partners and our customers to take NetSuite in ways we never could have imagined. In addition, we've been acquiring companies, adding additional components to the suite and tightly integrating them, giving you more and more opportunities to use NetSuite across all of your business. And who uses NetSuite? So one of the things that's unique about NetSuite is the breadth of companies that use us. We have small and growing businesses use us, we have mid-sized businesses, and we have large enterprise businesses using us as well, which is incredible when you think about how traditionally software was sold. And all the fast-growing companies run NetSuite. So the Wall Street Journal tracks 46 venture-backed companies that are valued at more than $1 billion. 20 of those 46 run NetSuite, and the other 26, quite a few of them are looking at NetSuite as well. We manage the fastest growing companies in the world. In fact, since last SuiteWorld, 19 NetSuite customers have gone public, had their IPO using NetSuite. Oh, excuse me, what was that? Oh, it's 20. This morning, Zendesk went public, and the stock is up over 40% today. So congratulations to Zendesk, fantastic. And they keep coming. We have another one, SunEdison, that's planned to go public next week. NetSuite runs the fastest growing companies in the world. And that creates some challenges as well. So when you think about the way software used to be sold, and people still ask us this question, and it's the wrong question in terms of what size market we serve. This is the way people used to buy software. If you were a large company, you went out and bought SAP or Oracle or one of the companies that they rolled up. If you're a mid-market company, you went and bought a client-server product, and you installed it in your closet, and it was either Sage or Epicure or Great Plains. If you're a small business, you bought QuickBooks or Sage and installed it on your PC. That's the way people bought software, and it was a very easy decision as who you're going to look at. Then the cloud came along, and multiple companies such as Box and Salesforce and Concur and Cornerstone started selling to the very smallest companies and the very largest companies. Cornerstone On Demand, which is in the human resources space, sells to companies with 5 employees and 500,000 employees, all of them using the same technology, the same code base to run their business. And that's exactly what NetSuite is doing. We're able, through both functionality and infrastructure, to serve both the smallest and largest companies in the world. As Zach said, the large companies want agility, the small company want power. And we're able to provide that. And I'll talk a little bit about how we can do that. So when you look at the functionality standpoint, it's almost a reverse pyramid. Every company on the planet needs to invoice their customers, pay their vendors, track their employees, and they all use that base functionality. Once they get a little bigger, they start doing custom workflows and maybe adding one world when they get foreign subsidiaries. And then they become larger, they get some very complex workflows and controls and multi-book and very advanced features and expanding the use of the suite. So in NetSuite, when you enable a feature, it's there, it's ready and available. And if you don't want that feature, it completely disappears from the application. So we don't mix up the ease of use and the power all into the same one unless you want it that way. So the infrastructure side, the large enterprises would buy literally thousands of servers and backup devices and disaster recovery, and they would have this in multiple data centers around the world. What NetSuite did is we built a world-class enterprise infrastructure. And I was CFO. I know how much this cost. This was not cheap when we built this thing. And we designed this thing from the ground up to be a cloud application running multi-tenant. So we're able to serve this infrastructure up. If you're a small or growing company, you get a small slice. If you're a mid-sized company, you get a mid-sized slice. And if you're a large enterprise, you can get a large slice. And the great thing is that it can change. You can grow from being a small company to a large company, all on the same platform. So I'm actually going to bring up 3 customers today of different stages in their existence, all in the same industry, all software companies, growing mid and large, to talk about how they use NetSuite and the different challenges and experiences they've had. So I'd like to bring up Stephanie Zamora of Hortonworks, Monique Herman of Jive, and Farrell Goldberg of Metadata. Good morning. Hi, Monique. Hi. Farrell. How are you? Okay, well, if you wouldn't mind just telling us a little bit about yourselves, your business, and your stage. Stephanie, if you wouldn't mind starting?
Stephanie Zamora. I'm Director of Finance Operations at Hortonworks. Hortonworks delivers enterprise Hadoop through its Hortonworks data platform to big data initiatives.
Hi, my name is Monique Herman. I'm the VP of Business Operations with Jive Software. Jive is an enterprise collaboration software company, and we deliver software solutions that enable companies to work better together, that really leverage modern-day technologies to enable communication and collaboration in a completely new way. Jive is a public company. We're headquartered in Palo Alto, and we're probably around 700 employees today, and expecting to do about $175 million in revenue this year.
Farrell?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Farrell Goldberg. I'm VP of our Business Innovation Office at Metadata Solutions. We're headquartered in New York, around 1,000 employees, and we're expecting revenue this year of approximately $340 million. Metadata is a leading global provider of SaaS-based clinical development solutions, which enhance our customers' efficiency around clinical trials.
Thank you. So Stephanie, when did you implement NetSuite? At what stage were you?
We implemented NetSuite 2 years ago. We were a very new company at the time. We selected NetSuite because we knew we could start small, but then able to customize and configure as we grew.
Okay, and Monique?
We implemented NetSuite in April of 2010, and actually we did our IPO in 2011. And you know, the company was growing incredibly quickly. We were wanting to expand geographically. We were trying to absorb acquisitions, and just tremendous growth. And we had a need to move to a platform that was more scalable and that we felt would be able to enable us to grow, and that we could leverage, you know, extended functionality and really do some process improvement and process stabilization.
Okay, and Farrell, what stage did you implement NetSuite?
Medidata went public in 2009. We implemented NetSuite shortly thereafter in 2010. We wanted to transition from paper and manual processes to more scalable and automated processes. NetSuite did that for us.
So it's interesting, you all implemented at very different stages, you know, pre-revenue, pre-IPO, post-IPO. So Stephanie, how would you describe the level of customization or configuration you have in your account?
So a lot of configuration, not a lot of customization yet, but we're getting ready to go on to the next phase of our growth, and so anticipate we'll be doing a lot more work on it.
Okay, and Monique?
You know, we are actually in the process of doing a whole bunch of customization. When we put NetSuite in, it was very vanilla. We didn't want anything unusual in the system, and we wanted it to be really, really, really quick. And so we did a bunch of configuration, but we had no customization at all. And as the company's grown and as we've tried to you know, match our usage of NetSuite to our evolving business, we've had to go down the path of increasing customizations.
Okay, and Farrell?
Medidata uses NetSuite's finance, CRM, time and billing modules. We have a high level of configuration, highest level of customization.
And so, Farrell, you use Platinum support. I know Monique and Stephanie use Gold support. Can you tell me what that does for you and what benefit you get?
We're delighted with NetSuite's Platinum support. We have a dedicated team of around 5 NetSuite employees. We use them on almost a daily basis. They have a high level of understanding of our system, and we're delighted with them.
And what do they do during the upgrade process? How does Platinum support help you?
Yes, we actually recently upgraded, and it was seamless. We used them, again, on that daily basis, and delighted.
And Monique, so you, I hate to say this, actually went through an evaluation deciding whether you were going to stay on NetSuite. You're on your plain vanilla implementation. Can you talk me through the process you went through and what the outcome was?
Sure, yeah, we did. You know, again, the business is changing all the time, and we're growing and just have increasing needs. And we put NetSuite in very vanilla in 2010, and we kind of put it in and walked away from it and assumed that, you know, it was a static implementation and that everything would be fine. And in 2013, the business had grown significantly. We were in, you know, multiple more regions than we'd been before. We'd absorbed a number of different billing models and business models. And we just felt it was the right time to take a look at, was NetSuite still meeting our needs? We had a very suboptimal implementation, if you will, and we weren't very happy with it. We were doing a lot of stuff outside of the system, a lot of manual processes. And so we went through a very, very detailed 3-month-long evaluation exercise with you know, a number of the top-tier ERP vendors. NetSuite was involved as the incumbent. And I think what we learned through that process was that from a functionality perspective, we weren't going to get what we needed out of the box. Actually, we weren't going to get it with anybody out of the box. We were going to have to spend some time and money and resources to try and get what it was we wanted. And that with NetSuite, we could do that within a timeline and a cost envelope that was far more palatable than anybody else could give us. And so we made the decision to stay with NetSuite.
Okay, excellent. And so, Stephanie, you could be number 21?
We're planning on success.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you coming up today. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Okay, so with that, we're actually going to spend a little bit of time talking about how you work with NetSuite and how you get the most out of your implementation. This is how you work with NetSuite Direct. I'm also going to talk about partners in a little bit. But typically, customers come in through 2 channels. One is they either talk to us through support, or they talk to us, your account manager, more frequently your account manager. And so the account manager inside of NetSuite, we really think of There's many things they do, but one of the things they do is really your internal champion, the quarterback, to get all the resources of NetSuite, all the various types of resources we have to help make you successful, and bring them to your account and your instance to help you work with that. So with that, I would like to bring up Steve Serovic, our VP of Global Account Management.
Thanks, Jim. Good morning, everyone. As Jim mentioned, I lead the account management organization, which includes all the account managers that work with all the customers in the room on sometimes a monthly, weekly, or even an hourly basis. Now, although your account manager is part of the overall NetSuite sales organization, I wanted to assure you that they're not just interested in talking to you when you need to buy additional products or services. That said, if you do need to buy additional products or services, they would absolutely love to talk to you, so please reach out to them. But again, not the primary goal. The real role of a NetSuite account manager is to bring additional value to your NetSuite relationship by leveraging and acting as the quarterback, as Jim had mentioned, with the ultimate goal of making you such a happy NetSuite customer that you couldn't imagine running your business on anything other than NetSuite. So over the last few days, you've heard how NetSuite's investing across multiple areas of the business, and this absolutely holds true within the account management group as well. In the last year alone, we've grown the organization by over 40%, which means more account managers are now dealing with a fewer number of total accounts. So that allows them to get more intimate and knowledgeable with each one of those remaining customers. We've also increased our customer dedicated solution capacity quite considerably, and this allows us to identify customer challenges and then react quickly to address those customer challenges. And then finally, we're locating all of these customer-centric resources in locations throughout the globe in order to provide the best local support possible. Now, every customer in this room probably works a little bit differently with their account manager, and I just wanted to take you through a few examples of how some of those situations look. So one of our growing software companies by the name of LookSmart is undergoing a merger. During the merger talks, the customer reaches out to their account manager and brings them up to speed on the situation and also asks for some recommendations and solutions. The account manager quarterbacks the request and brings in our solution consulting team, who develops a solution and ultimately proposes it back to our customer. The customer likes what they see and asks our account manager now to engage our professional services group to outline an implementation and training plan, which ultimately gets implemented, and the customer is able to now keep running their merged company on NetSuite. In our second example, Bluegrass Materials is a mid-sized NetSuite manufacturing customer who has an eye on growth. They've also established a very close working relationship with their NetSuite account manager, and through that close working relationship, the account manager is aware of the growth plans, which in this case were to double in size within the span of 2 years. The account manager is also aware that Bluegrass operates in a highly customized and scripted NetSuite environment, and he quarterbacks the situation by bringing in our professional services team to run an optimization project within the customer account to ensure it's set up for that doubling in size. And final example, one of our high-tech manufacturing customers by the name of Lytro has also established a close working relationship with their NetSuite account manager. Through that relationship, the account manager identifies a lot of vertical expertise that Lytro has in the areas of supply chain, manufacturing, and distribution, and he also recognizes that they're willing to work with NetSuite to round out those areas of the application. This causes the account manager to ask the customer to join the manufacturing customer advisory board. Via that customer advisory board process, Lytro identifies the need for warranty and repair functionality, which is a key need for all manufacturers. This triggers an event called that happened last year during SuiteWorld in the SuiteLab event, which was aimed at developing a rapid prototype to get at the repair and warranty need. The outcome of that SuiteLab was then moved on to our product management organization, who ultimately involved our developers. And I'm happy to say a number of months later, we now have released a NetSuite bundle aimed at warranties and repairs. All started with that kind of customer interaction. So in summary, I just wanted to leave you with 2 summary points. First, the ultimate goal of your NetSuite account manager is to make your customer experience so great that you couldn't imagine running your company on anything other than NetSuite. And two, there are multiple ways you can engage with your account manager to derive additional value out of your NetSuite relationship. So with that, I'd like to welcome Tim Dilley, our Executive Vice President of Services, to take the stage.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to SuiteWorld. It's great to get a few minutes to talk to you about what we're doing here in services. Really, one of the great thrills about being at NetSuite is dealing with the wide variety of customers that you all represent. And we get a number of different types of requests from the different size customers. You heard Hortonworks, a startup growing organization. They want to focus on getting NetSuite live in a vanilla fashion and getting back to building their business. More established companies often want us to be a little more deliberate in our deployment and want to make sure that in the first deployment they're getting as much value out of the suite as possible. And then over the last couple of years, as we've been dealing with the enterprise, it's really been interesting how we often have started with just a piece of NetSuite. If we think about Williams-Sonoma from last year, they started just with purchasing. And then over time, as they learned more and more about the suite, they decided they could use us for the websites and the point of sale for their deployments in Australia. So that effort is one of working with the enterprise to let them understand everything that NetSuite can do, and then also figure out how NetSuite then integrates in with their overall application portfolio. So one initiative that we've started with Steve Cervik and the account management team is an account review or a health check program to attempt to help you, if we haven't been engaged with you for a while, to help you get more value out of NetSuite. This is a process where we'll come in, we'll spend a couple of days, a fresh set of eyes on your solution, and we can get it documented, and then we can step back together with our professional services teams and account manager and yourselves, the customer, to look at, is there some functionality that has been released by us but not yet deployed in your account? Is there a partner solution that might be able to fill a gap? Oftentimes, it's just a matter of improving the reporting and the dashboards and the searches, giving you more information that you need to run your business. So these health checks, these account reviews are an initiative that I encourage you to take a look at with account management. Now, we've heard a lot from you over the years about our customer support team, and we feel like we've really turned the corner on that. And really, the point where we think we turned the corner was when we recognized that the support function had to be much more than just getting a call, answering a question, and getting off the phone as quickly as possible. We've been able to move that kind of question and answer piece of the support function into our Suite Answers knowledge base. And the growth of Suite Answers has been tremendous. We now have 250 searches a month in Suite Answers, and a fraction of those actually go to cases. It provides us great insight into the kinds of questions that you're asking. Over the last month, demand planning has been very high on that list, and that tells us that we need to beef up the support articles and the documentation on that topic. We're committed to keeping that knowledge base fresh and current with all of our releases. So answering the question is not enough. But now that we've taken that kind of question and answer function and made it a self-service, a web-friendly type of process, we're able to spend more time engaged with you on your overall solution. We're able to record more information about what your solution looks like. For those of you that have scripting and partner bundles installed, we know that, and we don't have to rehash that same information when you're calling us up with a case, and we know that when you're calling through, you've got something more substantive than just a simple question and answer, and we'll take the time to explore that with you in our support organization. And we have a number of touch points with you to assess your satisfaction with NetSuite. We have the embedded NPS survey that's in the product, and we have a lot of touch points in the services teams. We do have an annual external company does a customer satisfaction survey, and 3 years ago, we only had 2/3 of you giving us a good or great rating. We're pleased to say that you know, in over 2 years, we were able to get that up to 80% of you saying we are good or great in support. We take great pride in this number. This is supporting a very big application. This is ERP support. This is the lifeblood of your company. This is a difficult support challenge, but obviously we're not going to stop here. We really want to continue to drive this forward and continue to improve your satisfaction and the value that you're getting out of our support services. On the implementation approach in our professional services teams, we've received a lot of feedback from you on our implementation approach. Traditionally, we've been very waterfall, if you will, if I can talk implementation methodologies, where we were very deliberately moving through the stages. We documented requirements, and we would get sign-off before we'd move on to the later phases of the implementation. Working with the growing companies that are much more impatient, we started deploying some more agile techniques where we're doing some more prototyping. You know, the system is there. Agile is very easy for us for an implementation. The system's there. We can get requirements, configure it, let you see how that function works in NetSuite. And then in the enterprise customers, we've really expanded our method to improve and put more depth to our validate stage in the methodology. Enterprise customers are typically deploying something that is very complex, often has a lot of scripting, has to integrate in with the overall portfolio. So we've put a lot more effort into developing more detailed test plans, exit criteria to leave the various testing stages, and test cases and test scenarios, and a lot of material to support and provide a much more robust testing process for the enterprise. The enterprise has also garnered the need for a whole new service, which we're calling technical account management. If you think about the enterprise customers that have spoken over the last couple of years, we had Qualcomm and Williams-Sonoma last year, Shaw Carpets this year. These customers have deployed in many phases, and so when they interact with NetSuite, we need to have somebody that is working with that customer that understands the overall solution, not somebody that was deployed, that was participated in one of the stages of their deployment. And so our technical account manager is there to understand the overall solution, and it benefits the whole NetSuite community because they're really tasked with tackling really what are the big three things in the enterprise. One is performance and scalability. As the enterprise is expanding their use, there's always the need to be doing more and more performance testing, so we know that they can continue to take advantage of the suite. There's also environment management is a big topic in the enterprise. Much more controlled procedures for promoting code through the stages, and then lastly, release readiness and assisting with upgrades. And so technical management is documenting, taking after these items and getting them into the knowledge base. And then let me close with a couple comments on really the granddaddy of the Rose Bowl of requests that I receive from customers, which is where are their skills in the marketplace. And last year at SuiteWorld, I announced that we were going to launch our first certification program. And so we launched our ERP consultant certification program that was targeted at implementers. We now have 300 folks that have been certified. That includes folks on my services teams as well as partners and some customers. And then the big announcement is that we have 2 new certifications that we're launching today. All this information is on the website. It just went up today. We are going to launch in June a certified Suite Cloud developer certification for those of you, and there's many of you that are developing and extending NetSuite. And then probably the biggest request we get is where are their administrators? So we're going to be launching administration certification in August this year. Both of these certifications will have an accompanying boot camp that will help you get prepared for the certification program, fill some gaps that you may have in your knowledge, and allow you to pass the 2 tests that get you to certification. So thank you very much for your time. Let me turn it back over to Jim.
Thank you. Okay, so we've talked a lot about NetSuite Direct and how you interact with us, but our partners are just as an important component of this. In fact, NetSuite has by far the highest % of their business delivered through partners of any cloud company. we get 40% of our new recurring revenue come through the channel. So really, everything we've talked about today, all those services are available to you, but typically they're delivered by the partner. They can interact with all of the internal NetSuite resources in the same way that our own account management organization and support can. And so they can provide that one-stop shop for many of you as well. So we'll talk a little bit more about our partners today. So we've had a lot of new partners sign up in the last year. These are all the brand new solution providers that have signed up in the last 12 months, just in the US, including companies like Bailey and Dell Services. And not just the US, we've also had just as many sign up internationally as well. So our partner program continues to expand at an accelerating rate. One of the first partners we have, and really one of the first global system integrators that came to SaaS and to cloud, was Accenture. And we're very pleased that one of our first and best system integrators, Accenture, is here today to talk a little bit about what they're seeing in the marketplace. So with that, I'd like to introduce Yusuf Tayyab, a managing director in their SaaS practice. Hey, Yusuf.
Hey.
How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Well, so thanks for being here. So just quickly, just ask you, what are the trends you're seeing in enterprise cloud ERP?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. We really love being here with NetSuite and being part of this conference. The trends we're seeing in enterprise ERP really stem back to what we're seeing in cloud. You know, large enterprises we've seen now for a number of years in the face of this digital disruption have been the disruptees. These enterprises have been disrupted by smaller companies, the fast eating the slow. And actually, we're seeing a change in that. We're seeing these large enterprises become the disruptors in their industries, and they're looking to cloud for speed, for agility, for quicker time to value. They're looking to cloud ERP to help drive some of that growth for them.
Okay, and how have Accenture and NetSuite worked together to have success in the enterprise?
Well, Jim, as you know, we've been working together for a few years now, and we're very proud of our position in cloud. Accenture's #1 in cloud, and we're leading the way with NetSuite in cloud ERP. We've worked together in dozens of large enterprises. We've worked together across more than 20 countries, and we're driving a number of different types of imperatives and initiatives for our customers together. Everything from cost optimization, process simplification, growth in new markets. And we're doing it across a number of different industries, from small startups in Silicon Valley to large insurance companies to public sector and nonprofits.
Yeah, excellent. And what do you see for the future? How do you think the partnership and cloud
will
evolve?
We're excited about the future. We see this trend in cloud, and certainly in cloud ERP, continuing to grow. We see a good opportunity for our companies to work together in that trend. We see a great opportunity for your customers here. We think the time to value, the certainty of delivery and results that we like to put behind your programs, the focus on business process and change management and quality versus complex customization are all great things. And then certainly we see BPaaS, business process as a service, as an opportunity as well.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate the partnership. Thank you. Okay, so one of the things that we do every year on Monday, we actually have a partner kickoff. We have 600 partners in the room. There's over 1,000 of them in attendance at SuiteWorld. And we hand out various awards. So here's the list of all the partners that won awards this year. But there is one overall winner that we hand out. We give an award to the Worldwide Partner of the Year. And I am very pleased to announce that for the first time, we've had a back-to-back winner in this category. And the Worldwide Partner of the Year is McGladry. Congratulations. Okay. Thank you very much. Congratulations again. Thank you. All right. Congratulations to McGladry. They've been a phenomenal partner. They're really dominating in the mid-market. It's been great to work with them. Okay. In addition, today, we have a new announcement in the partner program. So traditionally, we started with solution providers, then we added the SDN partners, the Suite Cloud Development Network, and then we had system integrator partners. Today, we have a fourth partner program that we're announcing, which is our business processes outsourcing partner program. And today, we've got a number of partners, including McGeever, who's joining in that program to provide not just the software, but also the services behind it to enable people to use NetSuite in an outsourced manner. So we've got companies like Accretive, which already does BPO services using NetSuite for over 100 companies, startup companies in Silicon Valley. Capgemini have a number of large clients they're doing this for today. So today we're programmatizing it. We'll be recruiting more partners to provide this service. We're adding features and tools and bundles to enable these partners to manage BPO processes in multiple accounts across multiple companies and industries. We're very excited by this because in the traditional BPO model, it was essentially a labor arbitrage model where they would take existing IT and infrastructure, move them over to them, and use an offshoring a labor arbitrage model to save money. In this model, it's going to be BPO, both onshore and offshore, with innovation. So you don't just take your existing systems and never change them. You can still continue to innovate and change and improve your processes and optimize and be agile while using these outsourced services. So we're very excited by this program. We think it's going to be a great driver of growth, and we're looking forward to these partners having great success. Okay, so with that, I would like to bring up Maylin Huffman, our Director of Product Management, to talk a little bit about the Suite Labs and the hackathon we've had going on at SuiteWorld this week. So, Maylin Huffman.
Jim. Thank you, Jim. Good morning, everyone. So I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about some exciting, innovative, and creative product development that's actually happening at SuiteWorld this week. We don't get to just take the whole week off to talk to you guys, as awesome as that is. We have to keep building product. So I'm going to talk to you about two things today. And the first is our NetSuite.org Hackathon for Good, which happened on Monday. So NetSuite.org, if you're not familiar with it, is our corporate citizenship arm where we donate NetSuite software to nonprofit organizations to help run their business. We also have NetSuite employees volunteer their time to implement and get these guys up and running successfully. So this year at SuiteWorld, we thought, wouldn't it be awesome to invite our customers and partners to participate in that fun and help some of our grantees get up and running as well and solve some of the key business problems that they have on NetSuite. So on Monday, we had the 12-hour hackathon for good. 7 teams participated, comprised of employees, customers, and partners. And we had 2 of our NetSuite.org grantees pose business challenges that they'd like us to try and solve in the hackathon. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Positive Coaching Alliance. And these guys are doing workshops for youth and high school athletics coaches. And the challenge that they gave us to solve was they needed a better way to keep track of all their events, keep track of attendance at those events, and then afterwards follow up and gauge the effectiveness of the events that they're delivering. So our winning team was called the Hack Shack, and these guys used a number of NetSuite platform capabilities to solve this problem. They used custom records, SuiteFlow, to create a system for tracking the workshop events and the attendance at those events. They used custom records and an online form to create a survey so that the coaches could fill out a follow-up and tell PCA how they're doing. And then finally, they created a custom dashboard so that the organization can track all of this information at a high level and see how they're doing. So they created this online survey form that's also responsive. The coaches can fill it out either on the web or on their mobile device. They created this awesome dashboard with some visualizations, and you can see the 4 members of our awesome team that worked for the PCA challenge. So congratulate that winning team with me. Our second grantee with a challenge for us this week was Kiva. Now, Kiva is a company that facilitates and enables micro-lending with the goal of alleviating poverty. And their challenge that they gave us to solve was to be able to better communicate to their lenders how their money is being distributed and redistributed over time. And the winning team here It was called the DAF hackers. And they came up with a solution, also leveraging the NetSuite platform, with custom records to track loan data. They integrated with the Kiva APIs to bring financial loan data into NetSuite. And then they used a Suitelet to produce an awesome visualization that was very clearly showing the lenders how their money is being distributed and redistributed over time as it comes back in. So they created this awesome geographic representation. There's another 4 or 5 ways that they can slice and dice this data and watch it in animation over time as the money comes back in and goes back out to help somebody else. It also shows you specifically who the money went out to and who they're helping. So congratulate this team as well with me. And also a hand for our 2 grantees that we were able to solve this awesome problem for in 12 hours of hackathon courage. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is Suite Labs. And Suite Labs is a very exciting initiative, I think, within NetSuite, where we're building rapid prototypes of cutting-edge products that we can build on the NetSuite platform. We do very rapid iterative design on these things, and we try to involve as many customers as possible in that process. Now, we do that with all of our products, but what makes Suite Labs different is that we're releasing very early and often. So we don't wait until we think it's fully baked to get it in front of customers live and poking around at it and coming up with new and creative things that we can add to this solution. Being able to do this on the fly, releasing it very frequently and updating it per that feedback makes it very agile and makes us take these products in directions that maybe we never would have thought of if we just used our traditional development methods. These things are also extensions to the productivity and user experience of the suite. So they really enhance the overall NetSuite user experience in the end. And some of them may go nowhere. Some of them may be interesting experiments that we decide to roll into other products with those ideas. And some of them, like the one Steve mentioned, may end up actually being products that we roll out and support. So last year at SuiteWorld, Steve already kind of beat me to my thunder on this point, but we introduced this activity called Suite Labs Live, where we had a whole team of engineers working live at SuiteWorld all week on this prototype, in this case, the warranty management product. And we ended up productizing that one. It was so much fun, we decided to do it again. And this year, we came prepared with a list of possible projects to work on. The one that boiled to the top was called our desktop notification widget. And what is the notification widget? This is a little app that might sit on your Windows desktop, might sit outside of NetSuite, and deliver real-time notifications when something important happens in NetSuite. Well, you say, I'm in NetSuite all day long. No, you're really not. You're also interacting with your email, with PowerPoint, with all these other tools, and when something happens and you're not there, you need to know to be able to go back into NetSuite and take some action. So we came with a very rough initial prototype to SuiteWorld. We got some great feedback from a whole list of customers. A few of them are listed here, along with the roles of the people we spoke with. And we got some top suggestions that came up from this feedback sessions. One was the ability to prioritize, color code different rules for these alerts. So, you know, the faster you can look at an alert and know what it means or know the impact of it on your business, the better. People wanted the ability to click through directly into NetSuite, so they don't have to go to a separate page and find what the alert is referring to. They wanted a snooze function, similar to what you get on an email desktop alert. And my favorite, someone suggested the ability for us to determine whether they're logged in at the time into NetSuite or if they're maybe on a mobile device or somewhere else, so that we would send the alert either through the desktop notification or maybe through an email or maybe through a text message. So it's really making notifications intelligent, just like the rest of NetSuite is. And we got a whole bunch of other suggestions too, which is awesome. So we'll go back to the lab and go through these suggestions, see what comes out of them. Maybe some of them will end up in other products. Maybe some of them will end up in the notification product. The rest of the week, the team took these suggestions. They went to some of their other apps, like our Sticky Notes app, our Suite Social app, and combined them and started to use their own creativity as well, and ended up with a slightly more polished prototype of the desktop notification widget. So you can see how in just a very short amount of time, by involving customers in the process iteratively, by combining ideas, by throwing some out, pulling some in, we can come up with a much better product and a much more innovative and exciting product more quickly that may lead to something big in the future for NetSuite. So thank you very much. With that, I'm going to turn back over to Jim. And the last point I wanted to make, excuse me, forgot my last slide. We've got a lot of Suite Labs apps out there already that we'd love for you to install and give us feedback on. So have your admin go into the Suite Bundler installation page under the customization menu, Suite Bundler, search and install bundles, and you can find our other awesome Suite Labs apps that are already out there in beta form, like Sticky Notes, Transaction Timeline, File Drag and Drop, and the Suite Org Chart. Thank you.
Thank you, Malin. Appreciate it.
Jim?
My personal favorite is the subsidiary navigator, which if you use OneWorld is a beautiful tool. You really should check that one out. Okay, so now to the awards. So every year we do give awards, and we used to do the Hairball Awards, and then last year our theme was heroes, and we're still focusing on individuals, but this year it's based on the people who've transformed their business. So this year it's the Transform Awards, and we're giving awards out to people who transform their business, their finance, their operations, their commerce, and their technology. So we'll jump right into it. Okay, so the award for Business Transformed, the 4 nominees are Monique Herman of Jive, Jacob Jaber of Phil's Coffee, Jason Bork of Integrity, and Melissa Wells of Lakeside Capital. And the award goes to Monique Herman of Jive Software. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. So Monique's a very interesting person. She's actually sailed across the Atlantic 4 times, before the days of sat-nav in a 30-foot sailing boat. And she's also runs all of her operations for Jive Software 100% in the cloud, which I think is the way everyone should do it. All right, so the next award goes to Finance Transformed. And the nominees are Tom Mason of Digital Check, Tom Walker of Tableau Software, Eric Luhman of Commvault, and Tina Burgess of Nemo. And the award goes to Tom Walker of Tableau, and accepting on his behalf is Jay from Tableau Software. Congratulations, well done. Thank you. So Tableau Software is an incredibly interesting company. They're actually a spin-out of Stanford University. One of their co-founders is a professor at Stanford University. When they started working with NetSuite in 2008, they had 13 million in revenue, and last year they did 232 million in revenue, so just phenomenal growth. Okay, next award, Operations Transformed. The nominees are Sam Holstein of Jetline, Kevin Moss of Primitive Logic, Ryan Clark of Liberty, and Roddy McCaig of Shore Carpets. And the award goes to Roddy McCaig of Shore Carpets. Congratulations, Roddy. Well done. Thank you. So Shore is the biggest carpet manufacturer in the world. Every single day, they ship 2.3 million square feet of hardwood flooring products and 16 million square feet of carpets. It's an amazing operation which is expanding internationally. Okay, final award. Nope, sorry, 2 to go. Commerce Transformed. Our nominees here are Rob Bogan of Williams-Sonoma, Michael Handrick of PAG, and Ben Argov of Sonoma. We're nailing the Sonomas today. All right, the winner goes to Rob Bogat of Williams-Sonoma. Thank you. Congratulations, even though you're not Rob. Thank you very much. That's not actually Rob, that's Sabu, who works with Williams-Sonoma. Turns out that now they have operations in Australia, the UK, and the US. They now have stores open 24 hours a day, so all running in a single instance of NetSuite. All right, last award, Technology Transformed. Nominees are Francisco Rondilla of RHI, Gus Balbotin of Lonely Planet, Robert Jellison of Dynacraft, and Kyle Gosnell of Muscle Farm. And the award goes to Kyle Gosnell, Muscle Farm. Okay. Congratulations, Kyle. There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So Muscle Farm is an incredible company. Just a few years ago, about 3 years ago, they were doing less than $1 million in revenue. This year, they're going to do hundreds of millions in revenue, running 100% in the cloud. And as Kyle will tell you, which he's very proud of, they own 0 servers, not one. Can you imagine 10 years ago, people running a business of hundreds of millions in revenue, not owning a single server? We've come a long way. Okay. All right, so almost there. So it's the last day, but the expo is open till 3 o'clock, and we have breakout sessions till 4 p.m. And I will see you all next year, May 4th to 7th, so not Mother's Day weekend this time, and back here in San Jose. So thank you very much, and have a great SuiteWorld. Bye.